hope that you will join me, Kerry Kel, as I go out and find queer folk that you want to know. As a matter of fact, I'm in a Pilates studio right now, and I found someone I think you might like. Her name is Malia Mazzei. Malia, come on over here.
Hi, Kerry.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks so much for hanging out. Would you like to come down now?
Help me.
One foot at a time. Come on out.
Awesome. Well, I thank you very much for letting me introduce you to the world. I am excited to find out what makes a beautiful, bright, confident lesbian like you tick.
Thank you.
Awesome. Why don't we have a seat? Well, Malia, one of the reasons that I wanted to interview you is because you and I have a mutual friend. And each time I speak to her, she tells me about how bright and confident you are and how you continually encourage her to be more out in her workplace. And I just think that's wonderful. I know so many people that struggle with being gay, queer, lesbian, and they let their professional life dominate their personal life. And it just seemed to me like that is something that you do not do.
I do not cover who I am at all during work, but I think while you're working, it's important that first, if you have a client in this situation, that you're professional. And I feel that if you do what you do well and you're professional with your client, then they're more accepting to want to know more about your personal life once they're getting their needs attended to for the reason they came to you in the first place. The most place that I found myself active in pushing the rights for gays is just being myself and being open. And as they ask questions about my personal life, I just have no reason to be dishonest or to hide anything about my life. I feel proud of who I am, and I find that the more people that are afraid of homosexuality get to know somebody intimately that they work with, their feelings change. And I've found that to be true since my teens. So as I've developed my own work ethic and my own studio now, I really try to let everybody know that it's a lifestyle not any different from their own marriage.
Nice.
I have a younger sister and an older brother.
I am a middle child too.
And I was a little bit of a tomboy growing up, so I kind of chased my older brother and always wanted to be able to do what he could do, whether it was riding a motorcycle or riding a bike or running down the hill or playing soccer or whatever he did, I wanted to do it. My first girlfriend was from 7th grade to 9th grade, so 2 years long, and oftentimes we would just double date. And we'd have a great time out with our male friends, but then at the end of the night we would drop them back home and have a sleepover.
Wow. And did the male friends know
No, the male friends never knew until, I want to say, my junior year in high school. I had the junior blowout at my father's property, and one of the gentlemen that I had invited to the party, he came up to me and asked me, you know, all these guys are talking on the wrestling team and talking on the football team, and they're all saying that you're gay, and you know, they're all making a fuss about it. And I remember my heart just jumping up in my throat in high school thinking, oh gosh, here it is. And I remember he said to me that, you know, Malia, I just want to tell you, it doesn't even matter. You're just cool as heck. And that's what I told them too.
No way.
And so I remember thinking like, oh,
so that was really the first person that ever really said it out loud.
Right.
And the first time you had really had a chance to say it out loud or confront it.
Right.
And he just paved the way for okayness.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And then it wasn't until after my senior graduation that I came out to some of my close girlfriends.
Oh, I see.
And they were like, oh, you silly, we knew the whole time. And I just thought, well, finally I'm in a safe zone that it's after graduation so I can say it out loud. But I think everybody just knew and supported it without me saying anything.
And your family?
My mom caught some wind that I was hanging with the wrong people. I want to say my junior year, she came down into my bedroom and I had somebody crawl through the window, a girlfriend, and she knocked on the door, and so I opened it, and she was like, "What's going on?"
Sleepover.
And I said, "Sleepover?" And she said the F word and slammed the door. And
Good
then,
Catholic F word?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then walked to the next set of stairs, opened the door, slammed it,
Wow.
said the choice word again, walked up to the top of the stairs, opened the door, slammed it, said the choice word, and then
Wow, you remember it very clearly.
yeah,
too.
that was the point that my parents knew. So I was 16.
Yeah.
I think she realized that that it wasn't just I'm running around with the wrong people. I am one of those wrong people. So you really have to rethink about, of course you still love your child, although when people were coming out then, there was a lot of parents that were disowning their children and having them move out. So that wasn't something I wanted to have happen. Not that I thought it would, but it was happening to friends.
Wow.
So we lived the junior, senior year once she knew, just that being my business and nobody else's, and I could hang out with my friends, girlfriends, whatever, and it was just a friend.
It was just an understood thing. Nobody really approached it.
Nobody approached it, and then from my junior, senior year, I could have my girlfriends over, whether they were young 20s or whatnot, and it was just like, is your friend coming over for dinner? And so I thought, you know what, if that's how we're going to handle it, that's better than asking me to move out, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. And where are they, and where is it all now?
Yeah, it's kind of the same way. Is your friend coming for dinner? Is your friend coming for Christmas?
Are you like the first queer in your family ever, or can you have document?
No, I don't have anybody else.
Well, George.
It's always an uncle.
Uncle George.
Yeah, there's usually
Aunt Mary.
Yes. I don't remember anybody else. No. And we would have at our holiday dinners, I mean, we're talking about 25 to 30 people.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Look
plus
at you.
Maybe some friends and guests. So I was the token
You're it.
conversation if it was going to be brought up.
Very brave. That's
it. Right?
Yeah.
But usually it was always in a joking manner, and it was always playful, and nobody was ever...
That's good. It's just a good, big old Italian family.
Yeah. You almost hate to say it out loud, but I think some of the men would look at my girlfriends and
just go, damn.
Damn.
I've been there.
So they'd scoot on their way over and start chit-chatting.
Nice. And does that bother you? I know some.
No.
That's good.
No.
I like to hear
No. I think it's great.
It's all part of connection.
Yeah.
As long as no one oversteps their boundaries and is respectful.
I think it's great. I always feel gay boys are a lot more entertaining, a lot more fun. So if we can have fun on our side of it with relatives and family, I'm all about it. The first major accident that I got into was I was 13, so I was in middle school, and I tore off my right forearm.
Oh yeah, this is the one where I'm like,
Yeah, la 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 la. So I degloved my forearm on a cleat on a dock on Bainbridge Island and was airlifted to Harborview and stayed in the hospital for about a week.
So what is it? What did you do?
So if you took your arm here, and you had a dishwashing glove on your arm.
Okay, skin?
Yeah, skin. So
Oh,
if I were to peel the glove off inside out, that's what happened.
Oh my God.
And so at the time, it was just a bad accident that I lived through, and can still use my right hand. And I don't know, I guess I can show you the scar.
Wow, oh my God,
That's the scar there.
Awesome.
So the
sorry,
stitches,
it's just amazing to me.
It feels like a
I have something similar on my legs. So,
oh, you do?
Yeah, so
when
I get to see, it's third-degree burn grafts, but it's friction burn, so.
But I always say,
but I just think it's really cool.
Kiss my ass, because I had my grafts done from under my bikini line. So I say, kiss my ass.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think, what I didn't realize at that moment that I tore my arm nearly off behind me was that internally there started this kind of a rotation in the visceral tissue. And so I started getting a little bit of low back pain, and I thought if I worked out harder and I did more activity, it would get better. I found
you
that
were still
was,
struggling
I was still
to
struggling.
get your body to work the way that you really want it to.
Correct.
Like be solid.
Correct.
Nothing's going to tweak.
Correct. So it was about that time that I thought Pilates could just be this last piece that I was looking for. And after I got out of Pilates, it was just a few years after that I got in a motorcycle accident where a car failed to see me, and just ran.
Yikes.
ran over me. So I woke up in an ambulance on my way to Harborview, and I thought, where am I? And then I realized what had happened. You black out whenever there's a big accident like that. But so from the motorcycle accident, then I thought, oh boy, now I'm really going to be having to put myself back together, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Being in the Pilates world, I was introduced to some other modalities.
I know you're talking about spatial or cranial sacral.
And so really that's going to be the next certification that I'm going to go.
Oh, you are?
And get, yeah.
You seemed very passionate about it when we had a chance
I
to talk
know.
to you. So I thought, oh.
It's so neat. It's only been around about 100 years. It's a little bit more about moving and unsticking scar tissues and riding on water and fulcrums within the body to make organs shift back into their natural place where they're supposed to be after they've been knocked out of line. And
want to know what you have in your iPod? What do you listen to when you're out here, when you're doing your deal?
I like Madonna, I like Jennifer Lopez. I like John Mayer too. I'll go all over. I like Goldfrapp. I'll go all over the place on my music.
Anything up and moving?
Yeah, anything up and moving. I like the new Pink album right now. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I know that you're listening heavily to Madonna because you went to go see her.
I know. I went to a Madonna concert, 4th row. That was a lot of fun. It was a little bit surreal because she was definitely on MTV as it was coming out in the early 80s, and she was the beginning of that music world coming out in video.
Where were you when Lucky Star came out?
Yeah, I was probably sitting in front of my TV watching her dance in her little black mini skirt with the ruffles and the gloves and everything, just being who she wanted to be and being, she was kind of out and proud for a lot of the males, I think, growing up. And so she was definitely, kind of in a leader role to me, just being who you want to be and being proud of it.
So, Malia, in parting, if you had any words to say to, or advice to say to anybody who is thinking about coming out, either to their friends and family or in their professional, maybe, what would you say?
I would push anybody that's in any kind of job that that they could slowly come out, and maybe to peers first before any extended business partners. But I really believe it's part of the movement, and the more people get to know the people that they work with. I have friends that live in Seattle and work at the Fred Hutch and in the AIDS cancer research, and they're out at work, they're out in their daily social life, and maybe on the east side that's not as much, and so I'm hoping that I can be part of that curve of bringing it around, and you can be out at work just as much as you're out in your personal life.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, awesome.
Thank you, Kerry. It's so great to talk with you, and thanks for coming to the studio.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Malia. And if you're ever out on the east side and you need to work out, give her a call. It's
Pilates Studio B. Pilates Studio B.
And thanks for checking out Get Out with Kerry Kel. We'll see you next time.
Oh, yeah. Come on.